Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Mama Birds and I am Robin. We just did a grocery shop after a long weekend at Costco. Probably not the best day to go to Costco, but we did. And we stocked up on a few items that we get on a regular basis. I'm going to show you the haul right now. And then we're going to do a little bit of food prep, a little bit of pantry restock, and a little bit of just getting the house back together after a long weekend. We didn't actually go out of town, but we spent a lot of the time at the lake and at the park and walking and doing some hikes and just in trying to enjoy ourselves. So house is gone a little bit. I was able to get some dishes done this morning. Not all of them, but some of them are done. And we're gonna do this Costco haul now that we finished the grocery shopping. Yeah, and then we'll get started on the other stuff. So thanks for joining. Consider subscribing if you are new, and we are going to do lots of home stuff, food stuff, mom stuff, and I try to incorporate some sort of tip or trick that I've learned along the way to help my fellow mamas out, and dads too. If you're a dad and need some help, welcome to the channel. So this is it. This is the haul, and I'm just gonna get right into it. So Parmesan cheese, this is that shaky cheese that we get. It is not the best quality, but it was on sale, so we picked it up for a smoking deal. Milk, this is something that we have to have, so it wasn't actually on sale. I don't even know if it ever goes on sale, but these veggie straws, these are something that is a bit of a snacky treat. They were $7, I think, $6.99. Whey protein. This is something that I've been waiting for it to go on sale. I don't know if you guys have seen in my previous videos, but I do have a chocolate variety, but I find it a little bit difficult to put into certain things. So I figured I would pick up a vanilla one, but I've been waiting for it to go on sale, and it finally did. So if you need some protein, hit up Costco. The sale is good until the end of August. I believe August 31st is the end of the sale date. So pick yourself up some protein. I actually might go back and get another flavor, or just another vanilla, just so that I can stock up and take advantage of the sale. But right now we just got one. These are just some socks for Mike, my partner, and he really likes the white ones. And these were on sale, and so I figured I'd grab them instead of the black ones. They're just a little bit better for him in the summertime, especially when he's wearing them to work. So it just works out better for him. These granola bars, these are the soft and chewy Kirkland ones. They are super inexpensive if you're looking for a quick snack. I would love to be able to make my own granola bars, but I'm just not there. And for that price, I don't pass it up, especially if it's on sale. So we grabbed a box of those. Pot stickers, this was a huge score for me. We go through these quite a bit. I would love, again, to be able to make these from scratch. However, I'm just not there. So when these are on sale, I definitely stock up. I've got two, and like I said, I might go back and get some more protein powder. So I might grab another 2 of those and chuck them in the freezer. I just have to make sure that I have room in my freezer before I do that. So I got 2 bags for now, one for the upstairs fridge and one for the freezer, and we'll see if we have room for more. These 2 things are items that were actually on sale, but this is absolutely not something that I typically buy. These Fruit Loops, full of sugar, full of stuff I don't really want my kiddo eating, but my partner loves them, or he loves cereal in general, and it's an absolute go-to snack for him, whether it be in the morning or the afternoon, evening, before bed. He loves this cereal. So those were inexpensive, and he's gonna buy them anyway, so I picked him up a huge box from Costco. My kiddo will eat the multigrain Cheerios, which I'm super happy about, and these were on sale. So regular, these are $9.99, and I got them for $7.99 today at Costco. So this is the haul, and we did really good. I'm really happy with the things that we did get. Nothing went into the cart that I didn't need or that was on my list, so I'm super happy about that. There were a few other things that were on my list that I didn't actually grab. I missed one snack. I really like those Heavenly Hunks. When I was pregnant with my son, I loved them so much. They were just my favorite thing ever, and I never buy them unless they're on sale. Again, it's a snack and it's a treat, so they went on sale, so I wanted to get it back, and I forgot. So I might go back and grab some extra things, so I'll pick them up when I do that second trip to Costco this month. These sale prices are good, like I said, until the end of August. I'm not sponsored or anything by Costco or in any sort of partnership with anything. So this is just a mama to mama. Some good deals on sale right now at Costco. What was the other thing that I needed? So it was actually toilet paper is what I also need to stock up on, but I just opened my last pack and restocked the bathrooms. That means I don't have any left to restock again. So we'll probably get through the next couple of weeks with what I have restocked. I might check and see what Walmart's got going on after this week, because I don't think they have anything this week. And then my other stores in the area, I'm going to do some shopping around for some toilet paper that I do like. I think that's super important that there are certain things in life where you need to choose what's good for you. And that is my tip of the day. So we're going to get all of this stuff put away and in the freezer, in the fridge, and then restock the pantry a little bit. I do have to do some more pancake mix, which I did in a video with you previously. I can link it in this one. So I have to do some pancake mix. I do have to do some meal prep, so I'll do that with you. For those of you that watched my previous video, I was really talking myself up. We're going to clean the car. We're going to clean the car. We never did it. And that's fine. It happens. We had to switch vehicles in the middle of the day, and sometimes that happens, and I had to pivot. So today we're going to try and clean out the car, at least vacuum it, at the very least vacuum it, and just kind of tidy up all the stuff, because there's camping gear and there's fishing gear and there's rocks and dirt everywhere. I need to restock the car with diapers and just kind of get our life back together. So join me and we'll see how it goes. As we start putting away the groceries, I open the fridge and quickly realize that there are a few things on my to-do list today that are just not going to get done. There was a bit of a mess in the fridge and it needed to be dealt with. And then there was another project staring me in the face that I had to deal with before we could really do anything. There's some hot dogs that leaked all over in the fridge, and that's just, something just got thrown in there and it leaked everywhere. So we're just cleaning up the counter, and I caught it at a reasonable time, so it didn't actually get everywhere. I made sure to check in the drawers and stuff like that, but so we just wiped it up with some cleaning wipes and some paper towel and got that cleaned up. But then there's another project that was staring me right in the face as we were doing this, and I'm just going to show you right now. Brown bananas. So we do a little bit of pivoting, and that's okay, because that's how mom life goes sometimes. So we continue to put away the groceries and do a little quick clean there. And I've also realized that I need to do a full clean out of my fridge. Definitely of this freezer. I've got a bunch of stuff that's just been chucked in here. And I also need to do a pantry clean out. So I think I might try and get that done in the next video. Just do a quick fridge and pantry clean out and get some things organized in my food world. I'm going to try and get my downstairs pantry sorted and put together so that we can do a tour of that, and I can do an inventory of that, because preservation season is upon us, and I really need to make sure that I've got some things that are in season now put up for winter, and getting things prepared in general for the winter season. So I've got way too much stuff that I have to do. I need to simplify this overwhelming list right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take care of a few things. Those bananas that I showed you absolutely need something done with them, or else they're just going to go in the garbage. So I'm going to make some banana muffins for my kiddo. Maybe I'll throw some protein powder in them because we just picked that up. And I'll share that recipe with you in the description, and you can follow along and check that out. I am going to clean off this counter over here on the other side of my kitchen. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but here, I'll just show it to you really quickly. So my partner built this little kitchen stand. It's huge, and it's super heavy, and it's wonderful, and I love it so much. There's a beautiful butcher block on it, but it ends up being just like a catch-all for all of our junk, and it is totally okay. And that is why we needed the extra surface right now, because that's the state of life we're in. But it is becoming exhausting managing the junk. So I need to simplify this, get rid of a few things. Those boxes there need to go. This is a cereal canister that I need to refill. There's a cast iron pan there that needs to go in our camping stuff, and all of those herbs in the back need to be put into a mason jar. So I'm going to do that with you. We really just have to tackle one piece at a time on this shelf. One box, one roll of tape, one plant at a time, and just kind of get it all sort of organized. The bottom of this counter, my plan was to have some dry bulk goods under there, but right now it is acting as storage. I do keep my pressure canner under there right now because I have been doing some canning, but in a perfect world, that space under there will be like an additional bulk pantry for me. I'm just not there yet. So right now we're in the midst of summer and enjoying the lake and going on day trips and hikes and stuff, using our foot pumps to blow up air mattresses. And this space is just, like I said, a catch-all. It ends up finding different things that don't necessarily have a home at that time. And it's things that are just, needing to be dealt with or dumped at that time. And so we're tackling it today. Seeing so I just cleaned this off, might as well get it nice and dirty again by prepping all of the herbs that we have dried. I just wanted to show you what they look like. So here are the flowers that we picked. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with these yet. I'm probably just going to leave these, I think, for a little bit longer. Some of them are a little bit moist, but honestly, I'm not really sure yet what I'm going to do with these. So I'm just going to leave them as they are. I'm probably going to put them like on the top of my fridge or something like that and forget about them. But right now I just don't have time to deal with it. So I'm just going to set it aside for now. This one is the chocolate mint. So it's super dry and crunchy. It's slowly just kind of been falling apart a little bit, which is really great. I'm probably going to try and make some ice cream out of this, but I'm definitely going to use it for tea because the scent, like the smell of this is unreal. But before we store it up or preserve it in mason jars, because that's how I'm going to do it, I'm just going to try and pull off some of these like larger like twig bits. It's absolutely not necessary to do this, but I'm going to do it just because for an aesthetic thing for me. I just don't want a big chunk of stem in my tea, or in my ice cream. So I'm just gonna pull out a few of the bigger chunks and then we'll seal up the rest of it. Anyway, I've just kind of crushed it all up. I've removed some of the larger bits of stem and just kind of kept squishing it between my fingers and making it more of a powder. You could totally grind this, I'm sure, but I don't think that's necessary for me right now. I may grind it if I decide to do that ice cream, but I'm not convinced I need to do it right now. So I think that this might just fit in a large size mason jar. I'm gonna try. Let's see if it fits. So this is an application where I would use a small mouth or a regular mouth mason jar. But I just want to make sure that it is absolutely dry. I did wash these this morning, so it is a clean jar. And the reason that I would use a regular mouth in this application is because it's not going to be difficult to shake out of there or clean. If I'm doing something like a jam or a jelly where I actually have to constantly scoop into the jar, I always use a wide mouth. And then anything that is going to require some excessive cleaning, I always use a wide mouth jar. And that's because I can actually get my hand into a wide mouth jar, whereas the regular mouth, I can't fit my hand in. So I have to use tools and things like that to clean the jars. And it's just it's not convenient for me. I would prefer using the wide mouth jars where I can actually get in there and clean. So you do you. These are a little bit more expensive, but if you get them on sale, then it's definitely worth it, in my opinion. So let's fill a jar. Let's see if we can get it all in there. Oh yeah. No problem. More than enough room. Look at that. So that is going to be lovely. Now I'm going to actually show you this new fancy tool that I got. It is a sealer of sorts. It will seal the mason jar with a lid so that the contents is then airtight. If you wanted to put an oxygen absorber in here, that would probably be a great idea, but I am going to end up using this in the next couple months, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not sure what kind of lids these are. They came with the machine, with the tool. So they just look like your standard lid, nothing fancy. You can write the date and a description on them, but there's no actual branding on it, so I'm not sure what the brand is. So instructions say to make sure that you have the right size, so it can do a regular mouth size, and then if you just twist it, this piece comes off, and then you can do a wide mouth jar as well. I got this on Amazon. I can link it below if you want to check it out. I don't even have an affiliate link yet, so that's just another mama to mama moment. So we're doing a regular mouth, so we're going to do that. We're going to fill, we've already filled the mason jar, which is step number 2. Step 3 is wipe the bottle, mouth, and sealing cap to make sure no dirt or liquid or residue is on the lid, which makes perfect sense, just like when we're canning something. Then it says align the sealing cap with the bottle mouth. And press down. Don't fill the bottle too full. Turn the power on. And it's already doing it. I just hit play and it's already doing it. It says it's going to take 19 seconds. Wow, look at that. Sealed really nicely. Okay, so now this is good to go onto my shelf. So here we're just doing the other type of mint. This is a pineapple mint. Again, I'm just crushing it up and removing some of the larger twig bits, but this is primarily going to be used for tea, so I'm not too concerned about it. But I'm just pulling out some of the bulk ones and getting it into a mason jar just like we did with the other one. Okay. So we'll get another lid. I wonder if regular mason jar lids are gonna work. Let me check. Here is a regular Bernardin lid. It is previously used, so we're just gonna try it out on this jar and see if it actually will work with this machine or if I have to actually use these specific lids, because if it works with this, that would be amazing. Okay, what are we doing? Put it on, press it all the way down, hit play. This one said 30 seconds, so maybe it's gauging how much air is actually in there. Oh, it works, look at that. Fantastic. Okay, so this just gave me so much more, here, hi. So that just gave me so many extra ideas because I'm always running out of rings that go along the jars. But I've got all kinds of teas and herbs and flowers and things like that that I don't actually need a ring for. So this would work perfectly. I'm just gonna do it really quick. So while that one's going, I just wanted to show you this tea that I got. It's from Bella Coola. And if any of you know where Bella Coola is, you got a trip to go there, let me tell you. But anyway, it is so beautiful and so fragrant. It's called a tropical fruit tea, and it is just so delicious. It smells unbelievable. And I've had this, like this is what's left from almost 3 years ago. I got this, but it is so beautiful and I love it. So if you're ever in Bella Coola, get the tropical tea that they have. Here's another one. This is a it's lavender, lemon, and jasmine. There's also some quince in there, or quince. I'm not sure how you say that, but it is absolutely beautiful tea. Just a couple blends that I've mixed together. This is the last show and tell tea. So this is a hanami or hanani tea. I believe it is like more of like a green tea. It's definitely smells more like a green tea or like a leaf tea of some kind, but it's beautiful. It's super tasty. One of the things that I have noticed about this is that the jars actually almost pop. Like when you're water bath canning or pressure canning or what have you, when you're canning goods, the tops of the lids actually pop. They make this noise, and they are doing that with this machine. So very interesting, very cool. I'm super glad I picked it up. So I'm just gonna put this away now. I'm just for now storing all of the pieces in the Ziploc bag. I don't really have a plan for where I'm going to actually put this. Ideally, it would be downstairs with all the rest of my canning stuff, but I feel like I'm going to use this on a more regular basis, so I think I need to find a home for this in my kitchen. Next up is a cereal restock. These canisters are amazing. I don't remember I got them online or not, but they're nice. They're airtight for the most part. I wouldn't call them water safe or anything, but they're great little canisters. And you can put your own labels on them. First ingredient is sugar. This is my quick mix pancakes base. I've made this before in a previous video. I can link it below. I can also leave you the recipe in the description, but I make this easily once every couple of weeks, so you're probably going to see this recipe a lot, and that's because we really like it. So I super encourage you to make it if you want. I'm going to try and do it in my stand mixer. I'm not 100% sure if all of the ingredients are actually going to fit in here, so we're going to test the limits of this little puppy right here and get going on this mixture. So I do have my recipe in front of me. If you want to jot it down real quick: 9 cups of flour, half a cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of baking powder, or it's 4 tablespoons to 1/4 cup. So however you want to measure it. And half a tablespoon heaping of salt. So it's like half tablespoon and a little bit extra. So to make the pancakes, you take 1.5 cups of the mixture and add an egg and a cup of milk and a 1/4 cup of oil, and that is the pancakes. So it is super easy to make up the dry ingredients though ahead of time. So I do that and I put it in my canister. My canister is here. As you can see, it's pretty much empty. And this canister will actually hold a double recipe of this. So sometimes I'll make it double, but right now I'm just going to do one because I don't know if it's actually all going to fit into this stand mixer. So we're going to do 4 tablespoons of baking powder. I like to measure in tablespoons because it actually fits in my jar that I store my baking powder in. I put it in a mason jar. And half a tablespoon and a bit of salt. Okay, and then the whopping 9 cups of sugar. So this isn't sugar, this is flour. I had to watch back to see how many I actually did. So I lost count and I do it all the time. But it's flour, not 9 cups of sugar. So that was 7, 8, 9. And we did all fit with room, so that's really great. So now we're just gonna mix the heck out of it. And while we do that, I'm going to make sure that I have all my ingredients that I need for those banana muffins. And then we can mix that up right after we put all of this into the canister. There are a couple things in my life that I really value, and one of those things is this recipe card holder. This is a gift from my grandmother, and I love it so much. It has flowers and gourds, little pumpkins on the front of it, and I just love it so much. It's so vintage, and it was used by her, so it's something that I really cherish. I keep all of my recipe cards in there. I keep a section of bulk goods because I do more than just pancakes. I do have a really nice cornbread recipe, and I can share that with you in a future video. But this is just the pancake mix. I have done it before, and like I said, I'll link it below, but I love it so much. So this recipe calls for 3 ripe bananas, and I only have 2, but these are whoppers. So just gonna go with the 2 bananas, and then it'll be great. So bananas, I need a cup of sugar and an egg. Close enough. I need a 1/4 cup of fat of choice. So today I'm just going to use some oil. You can definitely use butter if you want butter. Olive oil, coconut oil if you got to go that route also works. I've definitely done it that way before. But this is just some oil, some neutral oil. Now all of our wet ingredients are in this container. So we're going to mix it up now. I was actually going to use the paddle attachment, but the whisk attachment seems to be working just fine, so we'll just go with it. So now we need 1.5 cups of flour. So this point you can add your add-ins or your mix-ins. I'm gonna add some actually dried cranberries to this, but I'm gonna fold them in, I'm not gonna whisk them in. And I'm also gonna add some of that protein powder. I'm gonna use chocolate this time, just because chocolate and banana is a winner in my opinion. So we'll just use 1 scoop. So I'm just gonna scrape on the bowl a bit here. It is a little bit thicker than I remember it being, but that's probably because of the protein powder, so I'm not gonna worry about it. It looks fine, looks great. And I'm gonna mix in maybe a little more than 1/2 cup of craisins. These are just dried cranberries. I buy them from Costco in bulk, and my kiddo eats them like they're going out of style. So super happy about that. I believe they're the Ocean Spray variety, the brand. They're really yummy. They're great. They're super sweet, and I like them. So I'm gonna preheat my oven. I probably should have done that before I got started, but to 375, and we're gonna bake these in a muffin tray for 22 minutes. For those of you who would rather do a loaf like banana bread, you can absolutely do that. I would drop the temperature to 350, and you're going to have to bake this for longer, so probably closer to an hour. I'll leave that in the description, that information in the description box, so you don't have to remember it, but yeah. You can absolutely add whatever you want to this at this point to fold in. Like I added the cranberries. You can do nuts or seeds or berries. Chocolate chips are awesome. Dried bananas are nice. Dried fruit of any kind is really good. This is a really great cake base too. If you're looking for just a quick and easy muffin, it doesn't have to be bananas. but it's a relatively okay option. There is a cup of sugar in it, but I move on from it because it's homemade. So I'm happy with the ingredients, and we're actually adding a little bit of extra protein in there as well. So, I mean, I'm totally fine with it. So we're gonna bake at 375 for 22 minutes. This is another thing that I have been looking for on sale somewhere. It is a really nice muffin tin or a muffin tray, you know, like this. This one is fantastic and it's wonderful, and it was a gift, but I really just don't like the way that it cleans up. It really holds on to the soap, and often my muffins come out tasting like dish soap. So I'm not really a huge fan of the silicone, and I'd like to get into something that's a little bit more, you know, better in all aspects. So I am definitely looking for one. I'm waiting for it to go, something to go on sale. I'm just keeping my eyes open and looking at some thrift places, but something like this I feel like you kind of just have to spend a little bit of money on, and I'm just, I guess, trying to convince myself to do that, but that's not where I'm at right now, and I can't afford to do it. So for now, I'm just gonna use this and it'll be fine. Like, it doesn't smell right now, but I'm really hoping that the muffins don't taste like soap. But we're gonna find out. So another life-changing utensil in the kitchen is a muffin scoop, or I guess that's what they call it, ice cream scoop, something like that. This one's fantastic. This one I think is 3 tablespoons. Those cookie scoops or ice cream scoops are fantastic for all kinds of baking and recipes, and I also use them for making meatballs or distributing product into like a vessel of some kind that I don't want to put my hands on. It is super helpful and super user-friendly. You just scoop it out, dump it in there. It's so fantastic. Cookies, it does a really great job for cookies if you put them in the freezer. And that's definitely a recipe I'm going to have to share with you guys. So here's the last 4. That recipe makes 16 muffins. So I did the full batch of 12 and then the 4 extra that just came out now. These are actually a little bit more brown than I expected. So maybe drop the time a little bit, maybe only do 20 minutes. I wonder if it had something to do with the extra banana. But anyway, they're a little bit toasty, so I would probably do a little bit less time than what the recipe calls for. It's been a while since I made these, but I didn't think they were that brown. But anyway, they're gonna be delicious, they're gonna be great. And then we get started on all of the dishes. And that's one thing that drives me absolutely bonkers, is that when you make fresh-made, homemade meals for your family every day, it's just a mountain of dishes that end up piling up, and it's so exhausting. We do all of the dishes in our house by hand, so it does become quite a job when you're cooking 3 meals from scratch every single day and having to do all of the cleanup for it. But in my opinion, it's so worth it to be able to make a home-cooked meal for my family. Here is the after. All of the dishes are done. Counters cleaned off for the most part. These things are just my bulky items. I just need to put them away. And that's all she wrote. Yeah, we did get a few really great things ticked off the list, and I'm super happy about it. My catch-up list is still getting bigger though, so I am gonna have to catch up of all today's stuff that I didn't do in lieu of yesterday and days past, etc. So stick around, more cleaning to come. I'm hoping to do a deep clean on our bathrooms, which I haven't done in a little while, so I'm gonna do a bathroom refresh. And I really need to get to my kitchen window, but they need to be desperately cleaned. So more cleaning videos to come, more canning videos to come, more preservation videos to come. Stick around, consider subscribing, and we'll catch you in the next one.